We are now live.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to Isshinryu today. Thank you for tuning in with us on your Wednesday evening. We're going to do a redo of what we done last week in movements 6 through 10 in our charts as far as our curriculum goes. So thank you for tuning in this evening. We did get some new equipment. We hope it works a lot better. We did try it out. Check out the Isshinryu news page. If you guys have some things that you want to have shouted out on the program, that's the way to do that. Miss Rebecca will tell you in a little while, but for now, welcome to Isshinryu today. We're excited to be back on the air tonight, and got Hopkins here with me.
Hey, sir. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, and Miss Rebecca of Awesome, our co-host there, doing our interviews and doing our announcements and stuff. Thank you, Mr. Clayton. It looks great. I appreciate that feedback because we don't know from this end. We just have to go with what we got. So that's awesome that it's looking good. One thing that I want to do is I want to give a shout out. We must remember where we come from in order to know where we're going. That serves true in tonight's program because we are remembering our beginning stages with chart 1 and chart 2 and our fundamental basics. And we hope that some of the students that are living abroad, that are students of Kyle's Isshinryu Academy, and even other students, you may be in a remote place and you may not be able to train. We want to provide that avenue for you, and that's why we do the program. So we're going to give you some self-defense moves going from 3 or 4 different zones, and how you can use it close in, how you can use it far away, and something quick and keeping it simple. Minimum effort, maximum results is what we want to produce here on the program. So we're going to be talking about all that in just a little bit. But for now, let's give our shout outs on the program. Our first shout out goes to our founder, Grandmaster Tatsuo Shimabuku. May 30th, 1975, which wasn't but a few days ago or a week ago when we did this show. That show was kind of dedicated to him, and it got choppy and froze and stuff. So we want to revisit that today. And not that we like revisiting that day, because that was the day of his passing. But we want him to know that his life and his legacy and his legend and his culture and his dream is still carrying on through us. So the first shout out we'd like to give to is to our founder, Grandmaster Tatsuo Shimabuku. Thank you so much, sir, for designing this system for all of us to share, even nowadays. And as it goes into the future, that's what we want to do, is keep that dream alive. Our second shout out goes to our first generation students. Tatsuo come up with this system and this style, and he got hired on by the Marine Corps to teach the Marines. So he felt that these gentlemen needed some self-defense to protect themselves, to get back to their family. They were young boys, and to some of these boys, he ended up becoming like a father figure to them. And he really loved the American soldiers that come and trained with him, and he wanted to share his culture. So he chose these Marines to pioneer Isshinryu back to the United States. That would be our first generation students that trained, and there's some that still living, and we thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
Number one.
Absolutely.
Number one, foremost, we just passed Memorial Day too.
Absolutely.
So,
thank any veterans
who
served.
And I know Memorial Day is for the ones that gave the ultimate sacrifice. We want to thank them too and recognize them, because we got to remember that. That sets the precedence of our society today, and how we live in society today. And if it wasn't for those guys paying that sacrifice, we wouldn't be free to train in this.
Thank you for the families too that sacrifice.
Absolutely.
Their loved ones that are serving. The families that are staying at home are they're sacrificing too, because they're their loved ones. So thank y'all too.
Absolutely. So that goes out to our second shout out of the evening, is our first generation students. They brought it back to the United States. They pioneered it back. They were young kids, and here they are starting a karate system. Then there wasn't even karate here. Yeah. So they really pretty much started the karate system in the United States. And by doing that, I couldn't imagine running a school. You got to go out and get students. They don't even know what karate means. So
you haven't had a selling point.
So getting these young kids in, the United States kids in, and getting them active in Isshinryu karate, man, that's something we have to remember.
We probably need it more now today than they ever did.
They really do. I agree with you. So, but going off of all that, they started these schools and they started getting students in and starting promoting students. And that goes to our third shout out, which is our second generation students. The second generation students did something very special. They took the Isshinryu system. Now it traveled from Okinawa to the United States, and then from the in certain regions of the United States, like 4 different regions or maybe more than that. But then the second generation students are the ones that spread it all abroad the United States. Right. Now it's in all different countries in the United States. It's in Okinawa. Tatsuo's dream is still living on big time, bigger than it ever was. But we got to preserve and protect that heritage in which we come from, right, so that we can pass it on to the next generation.
Tradition stands.
That's why we do shows like this, is because, 10 years from now, right, some child may can click on this show and say, hey, I really like what these guys are doing. How can I be a part? So here's one thing that I want to do. I want to add new to the show, and you probably didn't catch it last show. Please send us, we want to start an online directory, school directory. So if some students may be coming on the show, just watching the show, and they're wanting to know, well, where's an Isshinryu school in my area? Well, we can give you a shout out, a list of those. We can list those on the side, and we can run them up the side or across the bottom of schools and their zones and where they're at. Maybe Tennessee, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina.
Help find your Isshinryu school.
Help you find an Isshinryu school, and we'll do an online dojo directory. So, senseis, if you are listening, please list your school with our program. And also share your events with us so we can share them here on the program. And I'm going to turn that back over. Me and Mr. Hopkins here is going to get, and in the last show, I did introduce Sensei Hopkins here. This is my first student that I promoted to black belt, and he's still with me. And we go through a lot of stuff. We're like brothers. We've known each other since we were real little. Yes, we have. And it's a true honor to have him as my first black belt student, because we're going to put on some little self-defense things for you coming out of chart 1 and 2, and want to keep it simple. So if you are new in the system, now you get an idea of how to do the charts, but also how you can use it. And sometimes knowing what you're using that technique for helps you to realize how to do the technique. So it's going to help you grow. And that's what our object here is to do, is to help you grow. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to our co-host, Miss Rebecca Forrest, and let her give out a few announcements that she may have of some upcoming events. She does do a news program separate from the show, which is kind of her podcast, but still labeled in Isshinryu Today. It is Isshinryu Today News. So if you have any events or anything that you want shouted out, please get that to her so she can holler it out on the show. Okay. Absolutely. We got one new one today that contacted me, a good friend of mine, Travis Henson, out of Moxville, North Carolina. He's got a tournament coming up. And so we want to talk about these things, these new and exciting things that are coming up. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Rebecca while me and Mr. Hopkins here get set up. This is Rinchi Hopkins. And hello, everybody. We're going to get going. All right, we're going to get set up.
All right, my computer thing's running a little bit slow here, so I do apologize if I am running slow here. And I need to cut up my volume so I can hear me. Just a few announcements. I do want to do an update on one of my announcements that I have been doing. June 15th, the Body Armor State Games, their registration deadline has been extended to June 13th at 11:59 p.m. So if you want to go to the state games, that's going to be held in Concord, North Carolina, you can still go to that by registering before 11:59 p.m. on June 13th. That is, you can go to ncsports.org and be able to locate the part of the body armor for the karate or taekwondo, whichever it is that you guys do. And then, of course, the War Eagle Invitational Karate and Kung Fu Championships. That will be September 14th, 2024. It'll be held in Mockville. That is hosted by Mr. Travis Henson. I have not had a chance to go to that tournament yet, but they have grand championships for all ranks. They've got underbelt and junior black belt trophies. And you adult black belts, if you like cash, then you better start training really hard because they have a prize too for the adult black belts. Also, September 14th, 2024, there will be the Circle of Masters that will be in Anderson, South Carolina. That is hosted by Grandmaster Phil Little. That is another seminar/fun tournament that you, ladies and gentlemen, need to check out. If you have not been there, go do it. Go check it out. You know, why not? Plus, it's all of these tournaments and seminars and stuff that we are giving shout outs to on the podcast. They are, I mean, you go, they're going to be full of knowledge and learning. You know, you get to meet people. So if you like meeting people, then definitely hit one of these tournaments up. I do apologize. Like I said, my computer thingy is running a little slow. And I got to work on getting it to where it's actually moving faster than me. But our new webcam that you are currently looking through when you see Master Kyle Forrest and Mr. Hopkins over there, that is our new webcam. So we are working on getting another webcam that I will get to have. So hopefully that will help get rid of my little slow issues on my end as far as the computer goes. I have not announced another date just yet as far as going live with Karate News. Yes, Karate News. I would like to actually do another solo podcast going live with Karate News, which the Karate News is just as it is, giving shout outs to all the tournaments and seminars. And if your dojo is having fundraisers, definitely hit me up with that because I would really love to get that out there. I also want to say right quick that on July 28th, Team Kia has a chance to do a live demo up in Uptown Lexington. There's a group, they're called Synergize, I believe it's Synergize Business Mission. They've gotten with a whole bunch of people and they are setting up just different things like car shows and vendors and bands and all kinds of stuff. So it's for the Cancer Society of Davidson County, North Carolina.
They are doing a shoe drive. So if you want to donate shoes,
okay,
a
shoe drive.
Sneakers on.
Okay, and they're doing a shoe drive. So if you have new shoes or, you know, just barely worn shoes or just shoes that you don't want that are still in good condition. Yeah, if you're around Lexington, North Carolina area and you plan on going to that July 28th, then you will be able to donate those shoes. It's all going for a good cause. This is to help fight cancer. We don't like cancer. Cancer is a very bad word and it's a bad monster and we don't like it. But the fun thing is that we get to go and do a live demo. We're going to try to see maybe about getting one of our parents or something, maybe to go live on Facebook while we're doing this demo. So I think that would really be awesome, Mr. Forrest. So we're going to have to check that out. We're going to have to try to do that.
Maybe a special issue of the day.
We could probably do it. Yes, we could probably most likely do that. We just got to get some internet to hook up to. I want to also right quick. I know I keep saying right quick, but I also want to give a shout out, my personal shout out to my home dojo, Kyle's Isshinryu Academy in Lexington, North Carolina. We have been nominated as the AMAA Dojo of the Year, one of the dojos of the year. It's the top 20. So we're really excited about that because that's really special. We've worked really hard just to get our name out there so people know that we're here, because we want people to come and train with us. We want people to log in and be able to watch our podcast. And that's really exciting to us. And I also want to apologize because for some reason Facebook had an issue and kicked out that live podcast, or the live that was supposed to be on Facebook right now. Do want to apologize. If there is anybody that's watching from YouTube or Twitch, get up with your people. I know I've done posted on Facebook the YouTube link to our channel so that you can see us live there. I don't know what that issue was, so I want to apologize for that too. Right now I can't think of anything else, but I will be posting, I will be sharing when the Karate News is going to go live again. So I want to hurry up and get off here because Miss Forrest has a lot of good knowledge for today. So I am out of here. I'll see y'all later.
All right, guys, welcome back. We're getting ready to go over some things that we do in Isshinryu called Chart 1 and Chart 2, or Movements 1 or Movements 2. And it's just the basic warm-up exercises, but we're going to show you a little bit about what you're doing out of them. So I'm going to ask Mr. Hopkins if he would perform those for you. We're only going to go up to the 10 moves. We covered the first 5 in the first Isshinryu basic self-defense. And now we're going to go into 6 through 10 today. So I'll ask him to do that, and I'll call him out while he performs them. Okay, he's just going to do them one time for you. So, Mr. Hopkins, right foot forward, Seishan stance, right hand straight. Left foot forward, Seishan stance, left hand straight. Right foot forward, Seishan stance. Right hand uppercut. Left foot forward, Seishan stance, left hand uppercut. Right foot back, left hand leg lock, right hand straight. That is movements 1 through 5. Now we're going to start with movement number 6, and I've touched on this one before in the first program. I think we went through 6, so we'll start with movement number 7 tonight. But movement number 6 is right foot back, left hand side block, right hand straight. All right, good. The next movement number 7, is where we're going to start tonight's program, and it's going to be right foot back, left hand open side block, right hand nukete or right hand gouge. Okay. Good. Now, to give you an idea of what you're doing, we're going to cover this. We're going to cover this from 3 different zones. The first zone is going to be from a distance, and the distance is going to be like when you shake hands. That's from this distance. Anything past this distance, he's in my attack territory where I need to be defending myself. Okay. So the first one is going to be a right foot back. Now, I know I don't want to go directly back. Because when I go directly back, it sets all my balance backwards and he can continue to push me on over. So it is right foot back because I'm standing this way, but I go out more toward the side so that I can get my elbow up in this position here. And I want, when he throws this punch, boom, I want to be here. Notice I come in behind his elbow. That's where I want to be. I want this to really conceal my head. Boom. Notice my torque motion here is at off at an angle of his body. This hand does not lay flat. This hand is here for now, but in case he throws that other punch. Okay, I got this to come here and this to block that other punch if I need to block it. The gouge is going straight up through here, bam, right into his face. But this elbow here, boom, and then this comes to his neck. Boom, right into that neck shot with an open side block, and this comes straight down the pipe, boom, either there or wherever I want to hit, but it's a straight And notice I torque it square right back up with it. So I'm closing from zone 3, and we'll do that real slow. 1 is protection. 2 is striking. Okay. It's going to stop that punch from coming. Now, trust me, if you hit that hard enough right here along this line here, it's over anyway. 1, and then straight down the pipe. Straight down the pipe. This hand still stays here to protect this elbow or protect from that punch. But I go straight down the pipe and I continue to push forward. Okay, so that is here to here. And that's from zone 3 going into zone 2, going into zone 1. In zone 2, it may be a little tighter area. It may be in this area here. Okay, and this is what we call zone 2 because now we're closer. All right. So now if he throws the punch, I may have to get it from this side. And I still want to get right at that elbow, boom, from this side here. Okay. Now, as I do this, notice this hand is here, and this hand is in the center of my body. Okay. This hand stays here. So now I can do a couple of things. If you like the jiu-jitsu part, this would come into play. All I do is push this and shoot that gouge straight through, right across that bicep muscle, like a slide. Right now hurts. Boom, right across that, and then I just connect and take it down this way. If I wanted to do a jiu-jitsu move, but if I wanted to just protect myself, then again, now it's that torque of that body where I hit this way, and what that does is see how it tilts his body back. Now when I come with straight down that pipe, I'm going straight for that sinus cavity, which is right here. Bam, right there for that gouge, okay? That allows for a couple of different things that you can build off of. But to keep it simple and to keep it basic, minimum effort, maximum result, I'm just using my natural body movement. So my hands are coming up and I'm just turning. I'm just turning into that. So now when I twist my hips, that's what throws him off balance. And I just torque that straight through. And now I have an exit point on the 45s. Okay. So that's using that in zone number 2, which is a little tighter zone. Now we'll go to zone number 1 to where we're really in this tight. Okay. This becomes a different scenario now, but I still keep this tight. This is why when you do this open side block, it just goes from shoulder to shoulder, boom, and it extends from shoulder to shoulder. 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 to 2. Okay, so we're in this tight. What I do is I slip my head right across his head, creating that, turn this way, creating that gateway between his chin and my chin. We're here at first. All I do is I slip my head just a little, and as I do, I push his chin straight across with a forearm strike, and that's bad enough as it is. Okay, then I just extend this to get that head turn, and now I've got my gouge right to the base of this neck, bam, into there. Okay, so we're here. That just slips 1, 2, 3 right across there, and we're keeping this hand here. Okay, so just that's 3 zones covered. 4th zone will be on the ground, and none of that changes. It stays the same. Okay, but remember, the elbow is what is protecting. And I know you say, well, your ribs are exposed. Well, that's where this comes into play, that I've got all 4 corners covered for safety purposes, okay? Now, when he throws this, I can take that to the inside, or I can bring it across to the outside. If I go to the outside, my gouge goes straight across the wrist, hitting the eye, and then it just rolls straight down into a arm bar here to where I just light the wrist and take the arm, okay? So you can get into some tuite, make it fancy, do a lot of different things, but I want you to remember to keep that elbow. There's nothing wrong with a good forearm strike here, another elbow strike here, a strike there, and a strike there. Nothing wrong with any of that. But I'm trying to keep it simple for you, okay? You can build a lot off of it, okay? The next move that we discussed would be the right foot back again, going out instead of back. We're going, it is right for the back. Okay. We're going to go with an open arc sweep, right hand uppercut. Okay. Now this is an open arc sweeping block, almost like a Shuto block. It sweeps across. Yeah. Hello. How you doing? Okay. So again, we're going to use the same arm. It may be a punt again from this zone here. And this is where he could reach out and touch me there, right there with that punt. Boom, he's got me. Okay. Again, an open arc sweep. We're going to do two, 1, 2. Now notice I hit with the elbow first. That's my safety measure. That clears my way. Okay. And then right hand uppercut is going straight down the pipe. Notice my head stays behind my hand. Boom, into that uppercut. In case this other punch is coming. If I keep it here and don't do this, I can get in a lot of trouble. Okay. So when I do this, it's 1 and then it's a sweeping block to 2, straight down the pipe. Okay. Very simple, very clean, very crisp. Boom. Bringing that torque back to it. Okay. So that's a left hand open side block, open arc sweep, right hand uppercut. Going from zone 2, it gets a little bit different. Here, now the open arc sweep becomes a forearm strike first. Okay, so even if he's punching, boom. Now I want to come right through with that forearm, knocking that punch, but I want to hit his head too. Now the open arc sweep comes around this way to the back of his, right behind this ear. So when this comes here, boom, pow, right there. And then that uppercut follows right to the same area. Right along this jaw line right here, I want to separate this from going up and down, bam, that uppercut. I want to shatter that. I want to separate this hinge socket right here, okay? My first strike is slow. My first strike is coming right there, bam, right behind that ear, right along that radial nerve right there. And what that does is turn that head so that I can really separate that jaw, okay? With an open arc sweep, right hand uppercut. All right, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. But anyway, hit that thumbs up and that like button because we're putting it out there. Okay? The third is going from zone 1 here, okay? This becomes a lot different in your open arc sweep, okay? This actually comes from behind the head into one of these, okay? Slowly. Here. That's that forearm tuck right there. I can get chin, I can get nose, I can get whatever. But as I pull this around, I go for the second jaw line, which is right here. Bam! Straight into that uppercut, okay? And this comes into chokes or whatever I need to do to get that head, okay? That's going from this joint. But here's a key. Here's the key factor. When I separate the stance, notice that makes him drop down. That allows me to get his balance unstable. A person's balance is almost the same as a weight. It is, and I want to upset that with that. See how that come right around? Now I'm getting ready to do the open arc sweep right there. And now I'm getting ready to get him with that uppercut. Bam. Bam. Right into that. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Right into that eyeball or jaw, whatever I hit is fine. Nose, whatever. Then I can make my way out. Okay? That was,
We'll look at it once he makes it, once you pull down, and they pull down
Yeah.
balance. So, like you said, on the code, I got to go come off my balance just
Yeah.
right before I can do anything else.
he's going to kind of stumble and kind of catches. Because the minute we do this, boom. See, he's kind of stumbling. I can, whatever I need to do now to get,
I got to get my balance back before I can do
see,
anything else.
put his head in this area. Okay, put his head in this, my center or my heart rate, if you will. Okay, that is the open arc sweep, right hand uppercut. The next move is the head block. This is a good one that I like to use. Something's coming straight in, but I don't want to use just one arm. I want to go with 2 when I'm doing this. When I'm doing this, because I don't know which arm's coming. It may be a lead jab, boom, and I need to get blocked with this hand so that I can shoot that up, boom. and get that in there, okay? If I go with one hand, boom, that's already there, okay? This is one that I block, boom, front of the elbow, go behind the elbow, and get the punch, okay? So it's a difference. It's a difference because this is coming from down to up, and the body must be able to change directions at any time. Well, down and up is a direction. Around is a direction. Left and right's a direction. So when I shoot this, I want to shell up, boom, like a turtle. Boom. Now I want to close that distance. Boom. Get that kidney strike in there, okay? This is where I can take him into different things. Got him in a seatbelt here, okay? This is a seatbelt, and all I do is just pump handle this, and it's done, okay? Just moving into the seatbelt position. But if it's the backhand, boom, I still got it protected. This one goes behind the elbow. I didn't change nothing. He did. Right. Now, I can't do anything about his position in the fight, but I can do everything about mine. So I chose to put it right there, okay? Now, when I come with this uppercut, this rakes the eyes as I go up, right to the top of the head, boom, right in there, and it bam, right into that lip. Okay, so those are how you could use that from a zone 3 or from a dislocation. He's messing with me. He's tougher than that, trust me. So, now let's go to zone 2. This is the uppercut. Now I want to focus on hitting the back of the head and shooting this right up underneath that jaw. And just keep shooting, not way up here. Don't never go past your body line. Pulling this down into this, boom, gives me a lot of, you see his head pop back, boom, and then straight punch right to that neck. Or here, there, wherever you want to punch, okay? But that first one is going to get it. That's just a bone. Now, there's a lot you can do from this zone. When you get into this, all you got to do is reach it. You got him right there. As soon as those arms connect straight across, that chokes him, okay? So this is zone back of the head, up. Pull that head down to this arm as you're coming up, and then straight. Okay, that's zone 2. Zone 1 is going to be right here. Remember, we're going to upset that balance again. Upset that balance again. This is going to be a double strike. Boom. 1, 2. Getting to the back of the head, down, right, and then pulling this back up again. When he does that, he's going to hang on. Okay, this is where you can get into different types of things. If I like getting right here, pulling that head down and shooting up, because that allows me to do something. That allows me to turn this. Once I turn that, I got a seatbelt. We're going for a ride or whatever. Okay, so using those techniques in that aspect from 3 different zones is the head block and the straight punch. Now we come into one of my favorite techniques, which is going to be the cross body block, bridge of the nose punch, right hand straight punch, okay? This is one. Got your wrist, but his wrist is a little shady, so we're trying to take it easy on it. So let's review first why it gets his functions back a little bit. So the first one that we done was the open side block, okay? I'm going to explain this a little bit. I'm just going to do a little review. What I want to do is I want to focus on 4 corners of his body. If I take this first corner, that's that shoulder, and I eliminate that punch, that's good. But if I do it both punches, now he ain't got nothing but it. You can get your kicks in there too when you start combining chart 1 and 2 together. Really works out great for you, okay? And chart 2 is going to consist of 15 lower body exercises, which is your kicks or your knees or your things like that. Your flexibility, your cross kicks, your forward on angle kick, all to the inside, outside the legs, and different things like that. But we'll get into that one as the show grows into that program, okay? So using this open side block, boom, gives me a lot of different avenues of 1, 2, straight on the center, protecting. I can even take it lower if I'm a shorter person. I may not be able to reach up here. Okay, you may be punching down on me, and I have to do that same block. These work the same down here as they do up here, because this is his functioning system. This is his heart. So if I catch elbow here and shot there and there, then that's the same thing as I'm hitting that liver, hitting that bladder, smacking that solar plexus and pancreas. I'm tearing all this up. And that really hurts worse than this, believe it or not. That's some shots. So if you are shorter, focus on what you can reach. Don't overreach yourself. Put yourself in this position. This is your target zone. Okay?
Overreach may put you in a worse position.
Even if I do the head block, straight into there. That's a shot. Boom. Straight into there. And follow that punch.
Same techniques, just different locations.
So you can use this even if you're shorter. It's just your position in the fight. You can do everything about your position in the fight, okay? So that it works the same whether it's here, here, or here. Just focus on which area you want to destroy, okay? And which area you need to protect. So you need to protect all those areas. That's why you're keeping your hands all tight and in tight and everything.
Or whatever they leave open.
Or whatever they leave open. Right. Exactly right. All right. So the open arc sweep even in this area. So let's say he went for a grab around me this way. Yeah, just like this. Now, Sensei, how are you going to use an open arc sweep? Well, this is open here. This and this is open, right? And the head is too. But I can here, and then uppercut. Okay? I'm hitting the central nervous system right in the center. Right there. Right there. As I hit that. Open arc sweep. Right hand uppercut. So you can take it lower. That's fine too. It doesn't matter. When you get into zone 4, those are the areas you really want to strike. Because they're going to protect their head, but they're going to leave that open. Okay? If you know ground fight, you strike this and he can't breathe, he's going to open up that mouth. And that's when you go for it. Okay? All right. So let's move on to the, I think we covered those pretty well. Anything you think that you can think of it?
No, like you said, I mean, just, these are basics, guys. And everybody, we're worried about the advanced stuff, but I tell you, your basics is where it's at.
Basics.
Some defense, just keep it basic because it's going to work better than anything else.
Yep. So, any questions, any comments or anything?
No, not yet. I'm trying to figure out how to go live on Facebook because it kicked out our Facebook.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, that's all right. All right. So, now we're going to come to the cross-body block. Okay. This is going to be a 1-2 punch. He's going to throw that one, boom, throw that one first. It don't matter. Throw that. Do that. One. Okay. This is your first one. This will be your second. It just comes straight across. Right? So it doesn't matter which one. Okay. Bridge of the nose punch right there. Bam. And then right hand straight punch straight down the pipe. So if he throws the first boom, boom, boom. Okay. Straight down the pipe. I'm looking at you and doing this because I know where my hands are going to be. I'm not going way out here and go get hit. This elbow comes first. Okay. This elbow comes first. You see what I'm saying? Elbow, bone, that comes the same time, punch. So as this, don't do anything. As this elbow comes, this elbow raises back up for that bridge in there. So it's a cross-body block, then it raises back up to an elbow block. So I'll just do those two moves first. It's 1 and then 2. And he's making a face because those are hitting. Then this just comes straight down, just like we were arm wrestling here. Straight down that pipe, straight down the pipe. Okay? So it's a double block. That's if he throws that hand first. If he throws that one first, boom, then it becomes this way. Now I come across. Now I just reverse that. I come straight to the back of the head. Boom, boom, and get there. That's in zone 3. In zone 2, which is right here, these become deadly strikes. I like them. This is where I like being. It's like right here. So as I do this, 1 forearm strike, 2 elbow strike, 3 striking down on that area, and then 4 following to the neck. Okay. So I'll do that one real slow, real controlled. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So that I'm coming across with everything. All right, that would be zone 2. Now, if he went to here, notice his body change again, okay? Now, if I wanted to take and destroy this arm that's as closest to me, then all I do is pull this arm in and shoot that one across. Shoot that one across, that one down. Okay? Now bridges a nose strike, comes into this kidney as I wrap. And that's a wrap right there. Okay? That's a wrap right there. I'm telling you.
It's up.
All right, and that's just using his mechanics of when he dropped his body. So if you're a shorter person, that may be the avenue that you want to go,
Right.
so that you can snap that arm. That's the one closest to you. Okay, and you're getting ready to exit this way anyway. So using those forearms, boom, it just follows suit with. Don't change the move, change you to fit the move.
Right.
Okay,
And
and that's the thing.
Right.
You know, people will say, well, I need to get this block up higher, or I need to do this. No, you need to protect this.
Right.
That's all you got to do. You got to protect this. You don't have to get up here.
Yeah.
You don't have to get out here. That kind of gets you in trouble. If he throws, if I did a side block this way, it don't take much for him to punch me or wrap that arm. I have no strength in that arm whatsoever. I'm
Right.
going to lean.
Right.
Now I'm off balance.
Right.
So I got to keep all that in check whenever I'm.
Your target area may change, but your techniques will stay the same.
Yeah, technique's going to change.
Target area may change, but
Yeah, technique's going to stay the same. Your target areas may change on you. You may
you're
have
higher,
to adjust your hips. And
you're higher, they're higher.
that's the key thing in these techniques is that hip placement. Notice I'm at a 45 most of the time. And when I deliver my techniques, that recoil is really what does the damage for you. You don't have to put a lot of power into it. You just got to know how the body moves.
Right.
So understanding that is very, very crucial.
Very good.
So that was zone 2. All right, so we'll go to zone 1, which is here. Now it becomes a whole lot different scenario, okay? All I do is push across, and I'm catching him with the bicep part of my muscle as I come across, almost like I'm gonna hit myself in the head, okay? 1, and then this slips right around for 2, 2, 3, okay? And that's bad stuff. It is all the way around. And then I gotta get my punch in there too, if I need it. Okay? But probably not gonna need it, but I slipped the head. Notice I slipped my head from one side to the other as I come across. That puts his head here and mine on the other side. You see what I'm saying? So that when I come back with this over the top move, it slides right across that head, hits there, and then pops. Okay? Very simple process, very effective, and I like it. So
So your
I hope
basics.
you do too. So that's going to be the cross body block. We'll go into one more move. We'll go into movement number 11. And movement number 11 is where you step in and perform your leg block and then 5 straight punches. And the reason why I want to go into that is because I want to pinpoint certain spots on where you may want to punch, okay? It may make a difference in the fight, okay? So if you'll perform left foot forward, Seisan stance, left hand leg block, 5 straight punches. Good. Now, you say, I'm not going to get 5 off. Well, hopefully you won't need 5. But I want to put these punches in certain areas on his body. Okay? So when he throws this punch at me, I'm stepping forward with this. So I'm stepping in behind the elbow and knocking this down. And now I'm going punches. Okay? I'm going 1, boom, boom, boom. Okay? 1 right here in the bladder area. 1 liver, solar plexus, chin, face. I'm working myself up his body as we go. So when I do this leg block, I get it inside, that's fine. Boom, I knock it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You shouldn't need but 1 or 2. So, I mean, you might just get 1. Boom, that might be the end of it.
Right.
But you need to know where to hit. And when you're practicing these techniques, practice precision. Practice coming across from one ear to the other, down across the center line, to your other hip, and then focus these being a boom, two, and they're just minute over top of each other.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Okay. But the big thing is recoil back to blocking position. Okay. So I'm gonna ask Mr. Hopkins to perform all these again for you and do it at just a little slower pace. And then that should be it for this evening.
Got Facebook Live going on. I figured
Oh,
out how to
okay.
do it. So, yay.
Go ahead.
Start very
So, very
So I can do this next Wednesday since Facebook's having issues. I can still go live on Facebook, so everybody can join in next week, next Wednesday at 6 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. Also from our YouTube and Twitch.
All right, so we covered those things from 3 different zones. There's many more things that you could possibly come up with to do with these. My favorite one is that side block, or, open arm. I love the side block. The side block, I got to show that for you. The side block is when he comes here, boom, boom, is I'm here, boom, pow, straight into that. Okay. And if he does throw that in first, that's fine too, but still leaves me into whatever coming into these techniques. Okay. Coming into those techniques is things that really makes a big difference. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Isshinryu today. Richie Hopkins, give him a round of applause. Miss Rebecca, a round of applause. Facebook Live. I don't know what happened to Facebook, but we love you anyway.
I got you on Facebook Live right now.
All right.
Oh,
Hey, guys. All right, Kiatsu. Great.
great.
Isshinryu today, over and out. We'll see you.
Thank you for turning in, Tammy Lynn. I see you, girl. But yeah, we will try this. Look at this. See, we got all kind of fun stuff going on here. But we'll try to hook it up just like this next Wednesday at 6. That way we won't have any issues, hopefully. So you guys stay tuned to that. And thank you, Mr. Clayton, for hooking up with our YouTube page. We will see you guys next week. Later. Oh, whoops. I got to end this one too. Oh,
Bye, guys.
I got too much going on. It's slow. My computer's slow. Yeah, I was going to say end it on your side.